nice.
Hello warriors, my name is Kyle, welcome to the Dragonverse Stories channel. One of the biggest questions about Dragon Ball Daima is precisely about Gohan's character. After all, why didn't Gohan appear in the Dragon Ball Daima trailers? Well, let's try to solve this mystery. But for this to be done, we first have to know where the Dragon Ball Daima anime fits chronologically within the Dragon Ball saga. Well, the first point I want to highlight is that for me it is very clear that the Dragon Ball Daima anime takes place after the Majin Buu saga and before the Superhero saga. And the reason is quite simple. Check it out, the villains visualize moments from the Majin Buu saga that occurred in the past and not that will occur in the future. In fact, the short villain even makes a gesture with his hand looking at Babiti's image, as if saying I will avenge your death. What is clear, looking at this trailer, is that the events of the Majin Buu saga will have an influence on what will happen in Dragon Ball Daima. Therefore, this anime must necessarily take place after these events. Because an action results in a reaction, there's no reason for these villains to seek revenge for something that will happen in the future. This would already be too complex for Akira, which usually creates simple plots. Yeah, and why doesn't it take place after the Superhero saga? For the simple fact that Marin is still a baby in arms. When Android 18 reduces in size, she was already holding Marin. Remembering that in the Superhero saga, Marin is already a teenager. Another factor is Goten's hair. In Superhero, the format is different, and unlike what many think, the characters only reduced in size and did not go back in time. Whoever was an adult became a child and whoever was a child became a baby. So, knowing that this anime takes place between these two dates, where exactly does it fit in? That's what you must be asking yourself now, right? The first leaks said that this anime will take place before the 28th martial arts tournament, and I agree with that. It takes place before, but how long would that before be? I would say it takes place a few months before the Battle of Gods, and I have several reasons to believe that. Let me explain. First, why Beerus and Whis don't appear in this trailer. This doesn't mean that they won't be in this anime, but an event as serious as that of everyone reducing in size, the first person that Goku or Bulma would ask for help would be Whis, instead of going out into the universe looking for a solution, right? And another thing, Beerus would never accept that Kaioshin would go on this dangerous adventure, which indicates that Beerus and Whis are not yet known in this period of history. Another factor is Marin's haircut pattern. See that she has bangs like the ones we saw in Super and Battle of the Gods, and it's different from the Majin Buu saga, which was styled differently. In fact, in the OVA Goku and his friends return, she still had a Dragon Ball Z hair pattern, and this film takes place 2 years after Majin Buu's death, which further reinforces that this anime takes place a few months before from Battle of the Gods. Okay, Kyle, but what about Gohan? Why doesn't he appear in this trailer? Guys, I don't know about you, but I felt like this trailer is in a version that hides some things. Note that most of the scenes are with the camera closed, without revealing much of what is in the background. I believe that, if Gohan or Videl appeared in this trailer, they would deliver a lot. Because, I believe that this party they are at is Gohan and Videl's wedding party, which took place in the year 778. But, Kyle, didn't you say that the Battle of the Gods took place in 778? Yes, but it only happens in August 778. Gohan and Videl got married a few months earlier. In fact, when the Super anime started, they were already married and it hadn't been that long since Goten and Trunks went to get a gift for Videl. Yeah, and why do I think it's their wedding party? First, due to the type of decoration in the room, which is reminiscent of typical Chinese decorations with colorful balloons and strings of lights. See that in the background of this image there is a table and on it we see a cake that resembles a wedding cake and not a birthday cake. We also see several gifts in the background. Bulma never receives gifts on her birthday, on the contrary, she gives gifts. Mr. Satan even says that the Brief's family is richer than him, so Bulma doesn't need anything, which indicates that these gifts are not for her. Another thing that reinforces my theory are those champagnes on the table, which are more common to see at wedding parties than at birthday parties, right? And if it's Videl who's getting married, that means it's Mr. Satan who's paying for all of this. And see that in the background of this image appears a person who closely resembles Mr. Satan's butler, who also appeared in the OVA Goku and his friends return. Another factor is the presence of Kaioshin and Kibito at this party, as they are Gohan's friends, and this would be the perfect reason to insert them into the story, because it wouldn't make any sense for them to go to Bulma's birthday, but to Gohan's wedding party. Yes, that's possible. I know they should be fused at this point here, but apparently, And this is my bet, the fusion at this point fell apart with the magic. Especially because, in the OVA Goku and his friends return, they are there in the fusion version, remembering that this film takes place 2 years before Gohan's wedding. A detail that you may have noticed is the following: at the beginning of the Battle of Gods, Gohan gives a photo of his wedding to Piccolo and you see that Goku was wearing a suit, and here in the trailer he is wearing his standard outfit. Well, one possible answer to this would be that this scene is exclusive to the animation, but I believe the creators took into consideration the events after this film. See that Vegeta, until Majin Buu's death, wore his blue leotard. He will only wear his battle suit again in this film. There's even a dialogue between the two where Vegeta asks why Goku was dressed in his battle suit and if, by any chance, he intended to fight, and Goku asks the same question to Vegeta, which means they both kept themselves dressed like this during that time. Okay, here Goku's costume has kanji and here it doesn't, but that's an animation detail. I know, I included a film in my analysis that many people don't consider to be canon. However, just look at the coincidences between this film and Dragon Ball Daima. Goku and his friends return was made to celebrate 40 years of Weekly Shonen Jump magazine, and this new anime celebrates 40 years of Dragon Ball. Furthermore, the art director of this film is the same as Dragon Ball Daima. This can't just be a coincidence, but it's interesting that you know these details. So, my bet is this: Dragon Ball Daima takes place a few months before the Battle of the Gods, more precisely at Gohan's wedding. But now I want to know your opinion about everything we talked about in today's video, and if you've done it this far, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next videos.